The characteristics of a Smoove girl part 2. As requested, as demanded. I actually had a game and a commentary where I discussed part 2, but I wasn't in a rush to release it, and I'm actually glad that I didn't. Why not take this a step further? Why not bring a girl that passed part 1 to discuss part 2? So without further ado.
Hey YouTubers, I am the Smoove girl. I passed part 1. I don't believe my hair is red. I don't think I have any weird lip piercings. So I think I'm gonna pass the upcoming parts. Pretty confident about that.
Are you sure about that?
I'm very sure. I don't think you can get smoother unless you're gonna throw some crazy stuff out of me.
Just because you passed part 1 doesn't mean that you're gonna make it to part 3.
I'm pretty confident that I'll make it to part 3.
You forgot to tell us your name, by the way. That's a new move.
Oh yeah. I think I'm gonna remain anonymous on this one.
Anonymous. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the anonymous Smoove girl.
That's a first. I've never had someone do a dual comm and not want to be recognized. Wow.
First time for everything, right?
You know, I think that we could have a little bit of fun with this. We should have everybody that's watching, they should give you a name. Since you don't want to give yourself a name, you don't want to identify who you are, they should give you a name.
That's a good idea.
In the comment section. And whatever the best name is, whatever's the most thumbed up name, that's how I'll refer to you in the future.
That's a good idea.
And if you ever make another appearance, then I'll say, okay, I'm doing another dual comm with whatever they came up with. So
yeah, I like that. I like that. Seeing as I'm being anonymous and mysterious, everyone can name me.
All right. Well, I have to warn you, though. It could get crazy. You never know what it could be.
Well, I'm prepared for the craziness of YouTube.
Let me take this time to explain the gameplay really fast. Wings of Redemption sent me this free-for-all game where he was tearing it up. The second game is from a subscriber session where we held the other team to just 14 domination points. But now we gotta get down to business. Since you're so confident in your character, why don't you tell us some of the personality traits that represent you, or that are even the exact opposite of you, and then I'll step in and tell you what I think about it. So okay. Now you have control.
First of all, I'm gonna talk about kind of traditional roles and stuff, like the woman kind of staying home and looking after children, and just being willing to kind of make the home a nice environment for when the man comes home. He doesn't really have to do anything. He doesn't have to come home from work all tired. I don't mean do anything like he comes home and acts like a complete bum. But he can come home from a long day of work and not have to be like, man, look at this house. This house is so dirty.
I'd have to say, I don't think it's a bad thing if she's like a housewife and she takes care of the house. She does the cleaning, she cooks, takes care of the kids. But at the same time, there's something about that girl that she's got a little career going too, and that you both can kind of do that thing. But I don't really know on that subject. I don't think I would get mad if they were a housewife or if they were working and they had a career. So I don't think it really matters to me. Yeah, I think a Smoove girl can do both.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's like to have a woman working and the man working, it's good and it's bad at the same time. But the good part is that, you know, the financial strain isn't just on one person, but at the same time, your house gonna be dirty.
Well, I guess you could think about it like that, but what if the guy is really clean in the first place, so he doesn't let it really get dirty? I mean, maybe it's not sparkling clean, you know, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a dirty mess, right?
That's okay, yeah.
All right, so that was pretty interesting for your first trait. Now you can go on to the second trait.
Second trait is the party girl who goes out very frequently. Like that's a big part of her life. I don't mean somebody that goes out for people's birthdays or on New Year or Christmas. Somebody who goes out every weekend or even more than every weekend and likes to drink, likes to have a good time, maybe gets high a little bit. Just a little bit. What do you think about that?
Actually, I don't like women that go clubbing every weekend. I don't really like that kind of girl. And as far as like smoking, nah. I'm not into smoking, so it doesn't matter if it's like cigarettes, marijuana. I don't like that. Drinking, nah. I mean, if they drink a little bit every once in a while, I consider that to be pretty smooth. But if they're a drinker, nah, not for me.
A drinker.
Yeah, a drinker.
A drinker, not drink, a drinker.
Moving right along. What else do you have? What else do you have?
Well, I guess you have the career woman, the woman that has a firm idea of what she wants out of life and kind of putting that before everything else. Not like she would completely ignore a relationship.
The thing with that though is that a girl she has time to figure that out. It's not like she has to figure it out right away, but as long as it's something that's important to her, I think that's a good trait.
I mean, a bad part is that she might completely ignore you.
For the career, huh?
Yeah, she might be like, well, maybe you want to move somewhere. Maybe you want to move to the country and be a farmer and own a farm with lots of cows and sheep and stuff. And she'll be like, no, Chris, no, I want to be in the city. I gotta have my city job. I want to be famous. We gotta move to Hollywood. So that could be a bad thing. That could be a bad part.
Okay, I see where you're going with that one. That was pretty good. I like that. Okay.
I guess you also have the homebody, which is kind of like the housewife, but not necessarily. She doesn't necessarily enjoy cleaning and enjoy cooking and kind of massaging you and looking after kids and stuff. She just likes to be at home. Doesn't really like going out that much. She's the kind of woman that will like to watch a movie with you, play some games with you, watch you play games, and just have a really cozy, romantic night in. What about that, girl?
I think there's definitely some room for a little bit of that. I don't have any problems with keeping it simple, staying home, not always having to go out somewhere, but I kind of every once in a while want to go somewhere too. So, but if she's got a little bit of that in her, I think that's definitely a nice trait to have, because that's what I want to do sometimes. Sometimes I just want to be at home, just relax.
Yeah, I think it's all about moderation, really. It's all about moderation. I don't think you can be too extreme in any of them if you want to be smooth.
So Smoove is basically just well-rounded is what you're saying.
I think an extreme of anything kind of shows that you don't really know yourself yet. I don't want anybody to think that I'm saying that, the traditional role is a woman not working and you're not allowed to work. You got to sit at home and make babies. But she just appreciates her man and is not afraid to make him a sandwich and get back in the kitchen.
So this is YouTube and there's a lot of those sandwich jokes. So go ahead, take it over. What do you think about the sandwich jokes?
I would love to make you a sandwich. What kind of sandwich would you like?
Really?
There's nothing wrong in providing your fellow man with food and water.
Water, huh? Okay.
Water's good. Bread and water.
So you would make me a sandwich, huh?
Yeah, I'd make you a sandwich. You're hungry. Maybe I'm like walking to the kitchen and you're like, hey, I'm feeling kind of hungry right now.
Yeah,
like,
well, I don't think I would say that, but I mean, if you just said, hey, Chris, would you like a sandwich? I'd be like, why not?
Well, exactly. And why not? Why me? Why not ask you? Maybe I'm going to get a sandwich myself.
Do you have anything else on your mind? Any more traits?
I have a lot on my mind, but
Uh-oh.
different. Black Ops is on my mind. Is that allowed to be on my mind? That's on my mind.
Oh, so now you're revealing some information. You like Black Ops? What's going on here?
I do like Black Ops. I'm actually a gamer, so Black Ops is a big part of my life.
So since you play Black Ops, let me ask you this question. Does a guy with a high KD impress you?
Yes, he does.
So if some guy were to come up to you and be like, my KD is a and they whatever their KD is and it's a high KD, would you be like, damn?
I would be more intrigued than if you were like, my KD is 0.80 and I have an 8% accuracy rating.
Oh, really? That's gonna turn you on?
Turn me on? I don't know if it will immediately turn me on, but I think it's an impressive thing. I think a guy that is good at games is never a bad thing.
Ooh.
And also, you know, we can play together. You know, if you're bad at Black Ops, maybe I don't want you on my team.
Oh,
If
okay,
you're
okay.
good, then I'm like, okay, we could team up.
But only if they're good, right? Only if they have smooth moves.
Only if they have smooth moves.
Only if their maneuvers, if no one else's maneuvers are smoother.
Oh yeah, the smooth maneuvers that nobody's smoother than his maneuvers. Chris Smoove is waiting on the news. I'm a #1 fan. I think I'll say that.
Nah, I don't think you're the #1 fan. No way.
I don't know. How is that no way?
How can you be the #1 fan?
I watched you every night when I was laying in my bed, about to go to sleep. I was like, okay, we got Chris Smoove, and then I'm gonna go to sleep.
So you're saying you're the #1 fan just because you watch videos before you go to sleep?
No.